herbivores.
Well, yeah, it's odd to say that we're herbivores because we're not.
No,
it's
we're
like
not. Yeah,
McDonald's. Look, it's McDonald's, right?
Well, it's not just that. I mean, not that we can get away with eating it, but that our face is designed for it.
Right. Yeah, for a Big Mac, actually.
Perfectly.
Actually, have you heard about the new Big Mac?
No.
It's there's a new hamburger at McDonald's. It's a Big Mac, but if you don't want all that food, it's they've taken out one bun and one patty, so it's just it's a cheeseburger. But they're calling it the Mac Jr. This is the kind of pernicious.
Really?
Yeah, it's the Mac Jr. It's a fucking cheeseburger.
So that's what they're calling it? That's so stupid.
The Mac. There it is.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The Mac Jr.
So
all
the
the flavor,
idea
one
is-
less layer.
So it has the same amount of patties? Is that 2 patties?
No, it's not. It's one less
One patty.
one less bun. It's a fucking cheeseburger. And they're like, oh, no. But it comes with our special sauce. Oh, so it's a bad cheeseburger.
I used to have a joke that actresses are like Big Macs. They never look as good as their pictures. It's like, when was the last time you saw a Big Mac like that? Like, God damn, that looks great.
Wait, what about the third Big Mac, the Grand Mac?
Oh, they're going deep. What's in the Grand Mac?
For those that didn't think the Big Mac was big enough.
It's a 100% beef patty. It weighs 1/3 of a pound. 2 slices.
Well, now this is the problem with meat.
Melty? 2 slices of melty.
Melty American cheese.
What does that mean? It's like, well, it's not real cheese, so we call it melty.
It's melty American cheese.
It's melty American cheese. It's all one word. Melty American cheese.
Stay woke. Stay melty.
Because it's not really cheese at all.
Hashtag I eat melty. I mean, this is the problem with meat. It's not you shooting an elk with a fucking bow and arrow. It's McDonald's like having like, Kauschwitz, them stacked up and like they're eating their own shit and we're all like just consuming it at the detriment of the global
world.
greenhouse gases. I mean, if everybody hunted the way you hunt, then there would be no moral question about
There'd
meat
also
to
be
me.
no elk.
There would be
And a lot of people would starve.
Yeah.
We wouldn't make it.
But we don't need meat.
No, we don't need it.
That's what I think the weird argument about veganism from a moralistic perspective can be. If you talk about it from an environmental perspective, it's very, very difficult. I always say, like, when you talk about me, I don't know if I want to say this on your podcast, but when you talk about environmental effects of meat, it's the same way that it feels the same as when you bring up the settlements in Israel. You can have all these like great intellectual discussions on, and then you bring up the environmental, and you just go, I can't defend that. There's no defense there. I feel the same way with the settlements in Israel. It's like, I can make an impassioned plea for Israel, and then when you bring up the settlements, I'm like, yeah, I got nothing.
Once you start bulldozing people.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not
running
sure.
them over with tanks.
But
I mean, we started this whole thing off with trying to figure out why women gravitate towards certain things and whether or not they'd be suppressed. And this is a subject, it's almost like racism, where if you're not a black person and you start talking about Black Lives Matter, people go, hey, fuckhead. Like, you either be ultra supportive or